Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Happy Friday. Today is October the 6th, Friday, October the 6th, 2023. This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm already rejoicing. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. I want to say welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you're coming on, joining me live, I need you to do me a quick favor. I need you to hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy, Ramonepreston, my squad. We are all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And we are super excited to share more information with you. Information that you can use to start, structure, and scale any business, any ministry, any income stream. For those of you that don't know why you're coming on, I want you to know my name is Ramonepreston. I am the host of the Ramonepreston Show. Every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. Your boy, I show up here to give you the game, to share information with you, to help you engineer the right business structure, to help you engineer the right enterprise, to help you integrate the right systems and processes, and to show you how to scale that business to 6-7 figures and beyond. So I want to say thank you for joining the show. If you would be so kind while you're coming on, put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. I would love to know what city you're watching the Ramonepreston Show from. My hope and expectation is that you are having an amazing day. I hope your week has been amazing. My team and I, we are having an amazing week here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. We are having an amazing day, and we are prepared. We are ready, set to go and crush the entire fourth quarter of 2023. And one of the ways that we're going to crush this fourth quarter is by showing up. Because what we do best is we serve people. We serve people in ministry. We serve people in business. We serve our entrepreneurs. We know our entrepreneurs are the backbone of America. Entrepreneurs are the backbone of our economic system. And we want to make sure that all of our entrepreneurs and small business owners and even the solopreneurs, all y'all that solo dolo, we want to make sure that you know that there are people like us available to help you along the way. So today, we're going to be talking part 2 on is it best to start a holding company. This is going to be part 2. Yesterday was part 1, and the question was, is it best to start a holding company? My answer to you yesterday, if you were watching the show, my answer yesterday was yes. It is best to start a holding company, but my yes had a big if. It had a big if. So if you're thinking about starting a holding company, if you already have a LLC and you're learning a little bit about holding companies because you're watching people like me, maybe you are asking the same question. I get a lot of people asking me on a day-to-day basis. Ramon, is it best for me to start a holding company? Should I even invest my time and energy and resources in starting a holding company? My answer to you as a business consultant, as a business coach, as a business educator, as a financial coach, consultant and educator, my answer to you is yes, it is best to start a holding company if, number one, if you want to build wealth. So if you have a goal, a dream, a desire to build wealth, if that's what your goal and your dream and your desire is, to build wealth, then guess what? It's going to be best for you to create and start a holding company. That's number one. Number two, it's best to start a holding company if you want to leverage your position as a CEO. I think this is one of the best leverage positions because as a CEO of the holding company, which owns operating companies, you learn the ins and outs of being a real CEO, and you're able to leverage your position as an asset manager because your holding company has an asset, even if it's another LLC. All right. Number 3, I said yesterday, yes, it is best to start a holding company if you want to maximize your corporate protection. I call it 3 P's: your corporate protection, your corporate production, and your corporate purchasing power. So, of course, having multiple entities under a holding company, it gives you corporate protection. All right. Having multiple entities under a holding company, it gives you corporate production because you're able to be more productive. You're able to move things around better in different entities. And number 3, when you have a holding company with multiple entities under it, it gives you corporate purchasing power. It gives you stronger purchasing power. So today is going to be part 2. And the question is still the same. Is it best to start a holding company? And I'm going to give you the 4th if, the 5th if, and the 6th if. All right. So again, the simple answer to this simple question, is it best to start a holding company? The simple answer is yes. If. I gave you the first 3 ifs. Today I want to give you the second 3 ifs. All right. It is best to start a holding company if you want to acquire assets. So if you're looking at becoming an asset manager, if you want to get into asset acquisitions, whether it's business assets, whether it's acquiring assets in real estate or other investments, it could be assets like trademarks or copyrights. There are so many different assets that you can acquire. But if you are thinking about acquiring any asset, it's going to be best for you to have your holding company, because your holding company will become the asset manager, the AM, and all of the assets that your holding company owns, whether these assets are going to be businesses, whether these assets are going to be paper stocks, whether these assets are going to be notes, whether these assets are going to be trademarks, licenses. These assets can be anything, but they're all under the holding company. They could be either inside of the holding company as paper assets or intellectual assets, or they could be inside of another LLC that's owned by the holding company. But it's going to be best for you to start a holding company if you want to acquire assets. Now, what I want to say about asset acquisition, okay? What I want to say about that, and I'm not going to say a whole lot, but I want to say enough so that you can understand how important acquiring assets is. Within the next couple of years, I'll say the next 3 to 5 years, there's going to be this swing. I mean, this swing of, another way of putting it, it's not going to just be a swing, but it's going to be like the gold rush of acquisitions. You're going to start seeing it more and more within the next 3 to 5 years. A lot of y'all who are not entrepreneurs, or if you're not in a lot of circles with people who are doing a lot of big things, you don't even see what's going on right now. But there's already a big gold rush of acquisitions taking place. There are companies that exist today, and all they do is buy businesses, buy real estate, buy assets, okay? They buy all types of assets. What I want you as an entrepreneur or as a small business owner or solopreneur to understand is you don't have to be a billion-dollar company to become an asset manager or an acquisition company. You can do that as a small business. And I would advise you to actually start learning more and more how to do it. One of the things that I'm being taught by one of my mentors right now is how to acquire businesses, okay? Like my wife and I, we've been in real estate for years. We understand the acquisition process in real estate, but we didn't understand the acquisition process in business. And we're learning the ins and outs. We're learning the technical aspects of it. We're learning some of the legal aspects of it. We've put a team together to help us because we're kind of throwing a net out at the same time for real estate acquisitions and business acquisitions. And we have a couple other areas that we're looking at moving into, but it's all under the same umbrella of acquisitions. So again, it's going to be best for you to start a holding company if you want to acquire assets. That's number 4. All right. Number 5, it's best to start a holding company if you want to diversify your portfolio. If you want to diversify, this is a big word, I know, your portfolio. What do I mean by portfolio? Well, a portfolio is it's a combination of businesses and assets that you've put together. All right. So from an administrative perspective, when you have a portfolio, you may have like a booklet and it's put together. It's made up of a lot of curriculum and content and information. Well, in business, when you have a portfolio, that means you have this combination of certain assets and businesses and investments and resources that you've brought together, you've pooled together, and you've pooled them together under maybe a banner or an umbrella company like your holding company. So it's going to be best for you to start a holding company if you want to diversify your portfolio. So that means, let's say if you got a business that's making money and you're operating that business every day, but you want to pivot, diversify, you want to move into another industry, another vehicle, another vertical. You want to start doing the doggone thing in different ways. You want to start expanding. You want to take some free money and put it into other things so that you can create passive income and residual income. And you want to really start expanding. This is what diversification is. Now, I'm not going to recommend you trying to diversify your portfolio if you're on the come up, because a lot of times when you try to diversify your portfolio on the come up, which I'm kind of violating that rule, but at least I got enough money and enough momentum and I have enough business stability that I can do it. But the reason why I'm saying I'm kind of violating that rule, because I really set out to build a business that was like in the tens of millions before I started pivoting into certain things. But what I've realized within the last year or so is I've built a solid enough business that generates enough revenue. I have a large book of business. Like, I got enough going on, me and my wife, that I can actually afford to take money and resources and diversify it into things that I am confident in doing because I know what I'm doing. I understand these different verticals that I'm moving into. So it's a little easier for me to risk some of the, war chest money over here because I know what I'm doing in real estate and in other things that I'm already a part of. So my point is, it's going to be best for you to start a holding company if you want to acquire assets, number 4, and number 5, if you want to diversify your portfolio. Okay. And again, before you diversify your portfolio, you want to make sure that your main business, whether it's the holding company as an asset management company or one of these things that you got going on, you want to make sure that you're making enough money. You want to make sure that you're generating enough revenue. You want to make sure that you have enough activity going on that you can afford to start diversifying. All right. And as I said, this is a lesson that I learned, and I'm glad I didn't have to learn it the hard way. My wife and I, we to some extent, it feels like we took the long way up the mountain, but the truth is we took the safest, most stable way because we had a lot of responsibilities climbing that mountain, and we've always had. So I've never really been My wife and I have never really been in a position where we didn't have responsibilities. We never had a season of our life where we were not responsible for people and things. So that means certain risks that we would have taken if it was just us, we didn't take, because we got kids, grandkids, we got family, we got people who depend on us tremendously. So my wife and I, we always made sure that we calculated our risks correctly. Sometimes we overcalculated the risk. We erred on the side of caution sometimes and gave ourselves enough, wiggle room and playroom so that if things didn't work in what we were doing, building our business, it wouldn't break the bank. It wouldn't bankrupt us, if you understand what I'm saying. So I just want to say, if you want to diversify your portfolio, you want to start a holding company. And then number 6, it is best to start a holding company if you want to, and this might be new for some of y'all, but if you want to consult, if you want to coach, or if you want to become like an educator, if you want to do any of these three things, I highly recommend you to start a holding company or structure a holding company. And I would love to have an opportunity to show you how you can use these 3 major services as divisions inside of your holding company. Like, a lot of people don't do this, and for different reasons. And again, you have to assess your risks when you do it. But if you want to come up, if you're just building your business and building your brand and just getting yourself in a situation where you're trying to get some momentum and generate some revenue, there's a very creative way you can take your holding company, position yourself correctly on top of that holding company, brand yourself as an expert in the space or in the area that you want to do business in, and create services that will be considered high ticket services like consulting and coaching and education. You could create services and programs, and I can actually show you how to do this. One of the things that I do with my students and my clients in my programs is I train them on how to not just set up holding companies and operating subsidiaries, but also train them on how to properly position themselves so that they can build a brand, they can market that brand, and have an inventory of products, programs, and services that are not just operational in nature, but they're actually high-ticket products, programs, and services that give them more market space. It gives them more value in the marketplace, and it gives them an opportunity to make more money and swing the bat more times. All right. So if you've watched today's show and yesterday's show, we've had 2 parts of this show between yesterday and today around the question, is it best to start a holding company? My answer is yes, it's best if, and I gave you 6 things. If, number 1, if you want to build wealth, you can go back to yesterday's show and listen to that. Number 2, if you want to leverage your position as a CEO and asset manager, that's on yesterday's show. Number 3, yes, if you want to maximize your corporate protection, production, and purchasing power. And then today, I gave you 4, 5, and 6 to that question. Yes, it's best to start a holding company if, number 4, you want to acquire assets. If you want to become an acquisition expert, you want to have a holding company so that you can run that through. Number 5, yes, if you want to diversify your portfolio. If you want to start moving into different verticals, different vehicles, different investment opportunities, yes. And then number 6, yes, if you want to consult, coach, and educate. And again, everything that I'm sharing with you about asset management, about being a CEO, about investing and diversifying your portfolio, Everything I'm sharing with you about structuring holding companies and subsidiaries, everything I'm sharing with you about consulting, coaching, and education. The good thing about all this stuff that I share with you is that I coach and I mentor and I educate people on how to engineer their businesses to include all this. And I promise you this, 3 to 5 years from now, a lot of people who watch me on the internet and people like me on the internet, they're going to look back and say, I should have got in and learned everything I need to learn from this guy because he was absolutely right. And the world we are going to be in 3 to 5 years from now will be a world that will have people who are filthy rich, and some of the ways that they got filthy rich is going to be through acquisitions, through becoming influencers and knowing how to package their influence in business systems like holding companies and operating companies. So again, sometimes a lot of the things that I teach and talk about are real technical because they're all centered around you engineering the right business, putting the right structure together, making sure you got the right systems and processes. So it takes a lot of work, but this is why we put programs together to work with you. So this program is a Millionaire Mentorship program. All right. It's a 1-year accelerated coaching and consulting program that my team and I take 1 year to work with you to engineer a $1 million business for you. And so this 1-year mentorship program includes 1 year access to our Millionaire Blueprint. This is our educational program. It covers all the training you need from starting holding companies, sales, marketing, scripts, asset management, systems, processes, investing, whatever it is that you need to engineer $1 million business. We have educational courses inside this Millionaire Blueprint. That's why it's called the Millionaire Blueprint, okay? Inside of our Millionaire Mentorship program, we also give you 4 VIP tickets to all of our workshops. So we host 4 workshops throughout the year. Every quarter, we have a workshop on sales and marketing. We have a small business workshop to teach you systems and processes. We have a holding company workshop to deep dive into setting up holding companies, filing and forming the paperwork, creating an asset management division. We also have a workshop on finance. We do a financial workshop. We also give you a VIP ticket to our coaching boot camp. This is where we teach you how to put a coaching and consulting program together for your company. We have weekly coaching calls every Monday at 7:00 p.m. My team and I, we have a private Zoom. We bring our mentees. We have a few licensees and clients that we coach that come on here. And we do a deep dive on certain topics and areas of business. We answer your questions. We hear success stories. We network. That's every week we have those coaching calls. And inside this mentorship program, we also have concierges in our community. So if you look in the comments right now, you will see that there's a number and the word mentor with that number. The individuals who put that information in the comments are millionaire concierges. They work for our company. And these are some extraordinary people. They are well-trained, professional, and they help us serve you on a day-to-day basis. So we make sure that we provide our concierge service to our community members because we want you to have people that you can reach out to at any point of any day, especially when you're working on engineering your business. All right. So this entire Millionaire Mentorship program for 1 year, it's a $3,500 program. It's actually discounted. When we started this program, it was $5,000 for the year. And so we just recently offered for $3,500, and we added to this offer 2 bonuses. If you paid the $3,500 in full, we've offered as added bonuses 1 free LLC. So what that means is you pay the $3,500 for the 1 year Millionaire Mentorship program. You get all of these benefits that we just covered, but you also get 1 free LLC. That means we'll set an LLC up for you in any state in the United States. We'll file and form your paperwork. We'll get your articles, your operating agreement, and we'll deliver to you a LLC, whether it's a holding company or an operating company. And we'll offer you also a free one-on-one coaching session where we can sit down, take about an hour or so, and look under the hood of your business, your ideas, your goals, and we'll put a game plan together so that while you're in this program for the year, that you are engineering the business that you want to engineer. Of course, if you cannot pay the $3,500 for the 1 year, these two options are additional when you pay the $3,500. But if you can't pay it and you need a payment plan, we want to discuss that payment plan option with you. We'll be more than happy to help you get onboarded so you can start training, getting the coaching you need to engineer and build your 7-figure $1 million business. So all you have to do is look in the comments, take that number that you see in the comments, text the word mentor to that number, and we'll reach back out to you. Like literally within moments, we'll reach back out to you. We'll answer any questions that you might have. And if you know this is the type of program and coaching and mentorship and education you need and want, we can get you onboarded within minutes, get you signed up. We could give you a schedule of all of our upcoming workshops and events so that you can be plan and prepare to be a part of them. And if you pay it in full, we can also schedule your initial one-on-one coaching session. So I appreciate you all for joining the show today. I hope there was something said that brought value to you regarding why it's best for you to start your holding company. Be sure to go back, watch yesterday's show for part 1. And then if you need to rewatch this show for part 2, we have all the courses and information about holding companies inside of our Millionaire Blueprint. So you're in good hands if you need it, and we can help you put all that together. So we love you. We appreciate you. We thank you for joining the show today. And it's Friday, so we will be back Monday. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Also, before I go, I want to remind you, in the comments, there's a number. You could text the word mentor to that number. Even if today is not the day that you want to join a program like this, but if you know you're interested, I want you to text that number, because when this offer ends, if we already have your information, it's easier for us to know that you actually had interest in it, and we will honor that if you text us during the offer. All right? So just text the word mentor to the number, and don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube page. I don't care where you're watching the Ramonepreston Show from. We stream on multiple platforms, but I need you to go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube page. Do me that favor. Go to YouTube, type in Ramonepreston, and when Ramonepreston channel come up, please subscribe and hit the notification. We are always adding new content. We probably have about 3,300 videos on our YouTube page alone, and it's very valuable. We have tens of thousands of people who watch our videos, who view our videos on a month-to-month basis, but very few people subscribe. So we're just asking you to help us get past 10,000 subscribers. We're about 700 subscribers away, maybe 600, and we need your help, we need your support, we need your subscription. So please visit my YouTube page at Ramonepreston, subscribe to my YouTube page, hit the notification bell. We really appreciate your subscription. We appreciate you following us, leaving feedback in the comments so that the algorithms can keep us at the top of everybody's news feed. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We'll be back here Monday, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon on the Ramonepreston Show.